If there was ever anything better than one 445 Super Magnum, it's two 445 Super Magnums. Hey everybody, it's a cool morning out here at the range, and we've got a different kind of gun to play with today and show you. This is a Pietta Pepperbox. As you can see, it's basically got a 1860 style frame, but in just a big long cylinder on here. It's in 36 caliber, and you can see the holes right there. It's a standard cap and ball pistol, has a brass frame, the color case hardening on it pretty nice, and this is kind of a play on the Pepperbox pistols from way back in the early 1800s. There are no sights on it. It does have a sight on the rear. It has a rear notch on the hammer right here, but there is no front sight, and so you're kind of going to be shooting blind with this thing a little bit. So we're going to set it up and take some shots at basically 10 feet. We're going to use round balls, and we're going to use some number 7 birdshot, and just kind of see what we think. Come on in here, because I got something else to show you too. Alright, so here's our basic setup for today. I've got these wads. I've got some Walters wads, 36 caliber card wads, 060 card wads. We're going to need those for the shot loads. Got some of these ox yoke lubricated wads, pretty standard for shooting cap and ball. The powder I'm using today is some vintage GoX 3F, right? And I've used this can of powder before. The powder in there is still good. Black powder will last a long time. I got some number 10 caps, and this is my new thing I just got delivered in the mail. This is from an outfit called Powder Valley, or Powder Inc., and this is for loading your black powder revolvers. So it's a loading stand, and it's really nicely built. Now, I bought a loading stand before from Bigger Name Outfit, and it was made out of wood, and you can find those stands on Amazon too. They run about 30 or 40 bucks, and I gotta tell you, they're junk. They're just flat out junk. Now, this one here is all steel construction. It has some brass parts, and it operates really nice, and this should make loading black powder revolvers pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So we're going to be checking this out as we go too. I've got my round balls, I've got some shot, and I really don't know what the shot charge should be. I'm going to try this 45 auto case as a cup to measure my shot charges, and then I got my trusty powder measure. We're going to be throwing 21 grain charges today. So the other thing you're going to notice about this gun right off the bat is it takes a screwdriver to disassemble and load this gun. Now, I've got my screwdriver set out here, and this driver set has a bit that will fit, and anytime you do any screwdrivering on a gun, you want to make sure that bit fits very tight in the screw head. And this screw head is kind of unique because the slot is really narrow. So luckily I have a bit, and that's all good. So anyway, I'm going to get down to loading this thing. First thing we're going to do is take this screw out. Comes right out. There's our screw, and from there the cylinder, if we put this back to half cock, or just, yeah, it should slide right off. Now, first thing I notice is that this thing is steel, and I don't want the steel to be in contact so much with the base of that revolver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the pin that fits inside this hole, which this one here works pretty good, and then I'm going to put this washer right here. No, maybe not. Let's put this guy together. see how this is going to work here. So that goes right there. Whoops. Hold on. Alright, I want you guys to see this. So the way you adjust this slide here back and forth to get the cylinder to fit right under the ramming tool, right? The seating tool, whatever you want to call it. Now, comes in and out like that. The cylinder is going to ride on this brass pin right here, and you've got to adjust it. So you might need to change your settings here a little bit based on whether it's a 44 or a 36 caliber, you know, or whatever. But then once you have it done, like so, you can put your powder charge in, rotate the thing, and then push your wad down on top, right? Just like so. And that's working out really good. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and blow this cylinder out with some gun blast to make sure that there's nothing in there that's going to get in the way of or contaminate our powder charge. And then we're going to start loading and shooting. All right, we're going to shoot on that right-hand target and just see if we can put 6 on paper. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I gotta say, let's go have a look at this target real quick. Now that accuracy right there at 10 feet is far better than what I expected with this gun, frankly. I thought these things would be all over the paper. I watched another YouTube video of this same gun, and the guy was really having a problem staying on paper. And all these shots also, they went clean through this OSB. In fact, here's a couple little dings. I'm assuming this is where wads hit the target and they dented this paper. The 36 caliber is lethal. 36 cal, actually a 36 cal Navy was Wild Bill Hickok's preferred gunfighting gun. So those little round balls, I mean, they might look little, but they will seriously hurt or kill somebody. So this is, you know, it's not a toy. And I'm actually amazed that this thing shot that well. I'm going to reload it and shoot again. Okay, so now we've got a few shots out of the way. Let me show you how we're going to load this thing, because there is a definite order to things here, and especially to keep safe. These old black powder guns, especially the cap and ball, are not like a modern firearm. You can definitely get yourself into trouble with one of these if you're not quite sure what you're doing. So first things first, we're going to get all these busted caps off of here. There's a term for you. Here's your tidbit of knowledge for the day. When these caps go off, they break. So if you've ever heard the term bust a cap or pop a cap, this is where it originates from. These caps, when you set off cap and ball, they rupture. They rupture pretty clean, and they end up being just a little kind of a piece of metal. So we've got our cylinder, right? The holes are all clear. We always look down the cylinder to make sure the flash holes are clear. And now we're going to charge it up. Okay, and we're throwing 21 grain charges today of triple F. Right, so we've got our powder measure, and we're just going to go one at a time on the cylinder here. There's one, and when I dump my powder charge, it covers up the flash hole, so I can see that I've charged that chamber. And here's 3. This one's a little awkward to load because of how long the cylinder is. 4, 5, and the last one I'm going to do the cylinder again. 6. Okay, so there we go. Now, next thing's next. I'm going to seat a Walters wad on each one of these. And I'm doing this because these wads go in there nice and tight, and if I accidentally tip the cylinder over now, I'm not going to be dumping powder all over the place, which I definitely don't want to do. Gunpowder is expensive, even black powder these days. So we've got our Walters wads in there. Now we're going to take and mount it up on the stand and seat the wads. So let's go this way. It takes a little doing because this cylinder is so long. This would not be an issue with a regular sized cylinder shooting a 44 or a 36 or whatever caliber. This would be a lot easier, but this big long cylinder on this Pepperbox kind of makes things a little tougher when you go to load it. And I need to learn more about this new stand I got. It'd probably help me out. Although I gotta say, I really do like this stand right now. I can tell right off that this thing is gonna last me. It'll last forever. My grandkid will get this and it'll probably still work just as good. Now, next thing's next. We're gonna seat. Oh, I just jumped it down there. Great, good shot. We're gonna start seating our swaged round balls. And these suckers take a little effort to get them started. Right, so there goes one. There's 2. And you swage off a little lead ring each time you do this because the ball is oversized to the cylinder. There's 3. It takes a little bit of work. There's 4. There's 5. And here's 6. And it's important too to keep a count so that you don't double up. You don't double up on your lead balls in one of these chambers, right? You want to keep a count how many you seated. And then I'm going to make kind of a visual check here in the sunlight also and make sure that I don't see one that's different than the others. Now, next thing's next. We want to put the cylinder back onto the gun before we seat percussion caps, right? What is our problem here? There it goes. Nope. It's only on half cock. There you go down. You have to have the hammer at half cock to get the to get that plunger out of the way. Now, before we seat percussion caps, we're going to seat our screw back on here and tighten that down. Like I said, it's really amazing to think that a civil war was fought with this level of technology. Can you imagine? No wonder those guys carried 3 and 4 and 5 pistols each. Okay, so now we're going to go and start seating caps. So I want this revolver on half cock while I do this, right? And I'm actually going to hold this with my thumb right there while I do it to make sure that hammer cannot fall once I get back around. And this is kind of a little pain in the butt. And I know they make a tool, a capper, but like a lot of things, I just didn't remember to bring it today. So there's 1. There's 2. and you seat them down on there with this little wood dowel. Now you don't push real hard, you push hard enough for the little metal cap to expand, which it's made to do. That these nipples are cone shaped, so it's made to have kind of a press fit on there. That's 3. Let's get another one. Here's 4. Here's 5. And last one, number 6. All right, this gun is fully charged and ready to fire. Let's go ahead and get you on the target and take some more shots. All right, so for this round of fire, we're loaded up with our 36 cal round balls again. We're going to try a long range, which long range in this case means 30 feet, 10 yards. See how we do. Whoop. Go see how we did. Well, we fired 6 shots, and they're all 6 on paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's really actually kind of amazing. I didn't expect results anywhere near this good, frankly. Okay, so now what I've got is I have my cylinders charged with powder. I've got my Walters wads pressed down in there, and I'm going to take and load some shot into these chambers. I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be about the right amount. This is a 45 auto pistol case, and we're just going to pour it in and then seat a Walters wad on top of each one of these. Now there is still, I'm looking at this and I can see there is substantially more room left in the chamber, but I think the weight of this is pretty close to that. And black powder does afford a nice margin of safety with these kind of things. So there's 3. 4. 5. And there's 6. So we're going to seat some more Walter wads to keep the shot in the cylinders and have a little fun. See what happens. So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've noticed that it's a lot easier to get this thing into the mount if I slide it up like that, and then I can just set another Walter wad on that chamber, just like so. Okay, we'll seat them down tight. right. Here's our little miniature 36 caliber shotgun. So let's put it back up on the frame. Get our screw put in. All right, and we're ready to charge percussion caps. I gotta do this without my... It is cold out here, but those gloves just don't give me the dexterity to put these caps on. Again, got my thumb under that hammer. All right, now I'm going to give you guys a good view of the second target, and away we go. So if you want to shoot shot out of this thing, a much safer way to do that is into a nice soft backstop like this. Whoop, misfire. You can see it's it actually patterns pretty well. That's the end of our shot experiment with this gun. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this gun. I'm not sure if it has a lot of use in the world, but it is fun. This is actually kind of a fun little gun. I think it'd be better with a bird's head grip on it, make it a little smaller. I'm going to take this thing, soak it down with a little bit of moose milk, go home and clean it. Y'all have fun. We'll see you next time on Recoil Therapy. Give her a try. Wow!